Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at an all-new Kickstarter release that actually just went live today. Now it's produced by Swiss Watch Company, and they're producing a Swiss-made watch at an affordable price basically. Now this company, the actual owners of this company, so it's a family-run business, and the actual owner, Mr. Romer, is actually born and lives in Switzerland. He was actually born in Biel, which is like the watchmaking capital of Switzerland. And he's always wanted to make a watch, so now he's actually doing it. And I believe as you're watching this video, the project is actually funded 100% already on the first day. So it seems to be quite popular. Now he does have some experience in the watch industry working for the Swatch Group, Mito, Tissot, in quality assurance and some topics like that. So he definitely knows what he's doing and knows what he wants and wants to produce. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the watch. This is the green dial variation that we are taking a look at today. And there are many different color variations, a black, a blue, a white dial. We are looking at a 44mm case diameter, so you know, a little bigger than your average 40mm diving standard watch like a Submariner or something like that. We do get 22mm lugs. In terms of thickness, we are looking at 13.2mm, which is really pretty good for a 44mm case, and any diving watch in particular, 13.2 is pretty good. Now, this watch does have a wingspan or a lug-to-lug distance of about 49.5 or 49.6 I got, a little in between that. So it's not that big, and it definitely fits nice on my wrist at least. Anyway, this watch does have a ceramic bezel insert with linear lines going around, as you can see, raised numerals which are polished, and I think it's really cool. First of all, I've never seen a ceramic bezel done like this on a watch, especially a Kickstarter watch. You know, I'll get you a little closer here. You can see those lines and the raised dots and the raised numerals as well. I think it looks pretty cool. Also provides some good grip from the top when this is wet, which is nice and very functional, especially if you're going to use this for diving. Now the bezel itself is 120 clicks with scalloped edges, kind of like the Omega Seamaster. They are polished, these scalloped edges, but there's definitely more of them than on something like a Seamaster 300. Now the action is pretty good, I must say. There's no backplay. Really no backplay. I can't even say minimal because there is no backplay. Very solid clicks, and everything does line up perfectly to the 12 o'clock position. Heading a little down, we have the SWC logo, which is raised, and it is quite broad, that silver logo. Then you have Swiss Watch Company, which is printed. We have your date aperture over at the 3 o'clock. Nice sword hands filled with lume. We'll get into the lume in a little bit. As you can see, this is a Swiss-made timepiece, marked Swiss-made over at 6 o'clock. Now the crown is blank on these prototype models. The crown will be signed on production models. I just wanted you to know that. Also, the case is comprised of complete 316L stainless steel, as you would expect. It is brushed on these sides, which is very smooth and feels a bit something like a Hamilton watch, if you know what their brushing feels like. Very smooth, nice, good brushing, good finishing. But we do get these nice polished lines going around on these sides of the case, as you can see right here, and it finishes off over here. I think that's a nice little detail. It's something that you would see from a Swiss brand instead of one that produces watches in Asia. As you can see, it comes all the way to the lugs. I think it looks pretty cool. It's very neat. As you can see, the brush and the polish, it meets very nicely. I think it looks good. Also, the lume on this watch is Swiss Superluminova, and there's a lot of lume on this watch. But right now on these prototype models, the hands are not as bright as the markers. The markers, I believe, are at 0.3, and the hands are at 0.1. They will be going to 0.2. So, I mean, honestly, I think the lume is bright enough, but they are increasing the lume even more. But I will get you a lume shot once I throw it. Actually, before I throw it on my wrist, I'll definitely get you guys a nice lume shot so you can see what it's all about. Crystal. We get a sapphire crystal with 5 times anti-reflective coating. You can probably see the anti-reflective coating right there. Definitely enough layers of anti-reflective coating for easy legibility in the sunlight or highlight conditions. I must say it does work quite good. Your crown is tucked away and guarded by these large crown guards, I should say. It basically sits inside these crown guards. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the crown. Now the movement inside of this watch. This model contains the ETA 2824 lab bore movement, but the actual production models will contain a Sellita SW200, 38-hour power reserve, around plus 10 seconds a day, if regulated around plus 2 to 5. So it's a very good movement. It's a Swiss-made movement, essentially the same thing as a 2824. They're basically the same thing. And it's a good movement. I believe the pricing, for this watch will be $375, which is really good for a pre-order price, considering you're getting a Swiss-made watch with a Sellita movement and pretty good materials. So the first position, even on a Sellita, will be hand winding. And then your second position, we get a quick set date here. Now your final position will be your hacking position. We can set the time here. And it does state automatic 30 ATM as well, which was hidden behind those hands. So yes, this is a 300-meter dive watch capable of going diving. 300 meters is what you would really want to go diving with. Anyway, heading on to the bracelet. So as you can see, we get this nice solid steel brushed bracelet with raised middle links with polished edges, which I think is a nice little touch. It's definitely heavy. This watch, I would say, is something around the weight of like a Submariner, something around there, maybe a little heavier than a Submariner, if you want to compare it to that. But the bracelet is done very nicely. The links are curved, brushed on the flanks as well. They're held together by caps and pins. Now, one thing he did want me to say as well, this clasp will be changed on the production models. Right now it's just a signed clasp, but it does have a milled clasp, which is very nice, and it also does have a diver's extension, which is a nice little feature there. Heading to the case back, as you can see, we get an oil pressed or oil stamped case back with a little logo there, Swiss Watch Company, all stainless steel, Swiss made, 300 meters. It's screwed down. As you can see from the back side, the bracelet does contain solid end links, so that's always a good thing to have. Right now I want to go over and get you guys a Lume shot. Let me just close this up and let's head over to the Lume shot. So here we go with the Lume shot. As you can see, it's really bright. It's even lighting up the sides of the crystal there, and definitely something I would say, quite close to Seiko Lume Bright, if not exactly the same. There's a lot of layers of Swiss Superluminova on here. It does glow a greenish color, but you can notice the hands are a bit lighter in color than the actual markers, but that will be changed as the thickness of the Superluminova will be increased on the hands on final production models. Now there she is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Like I said, it's a 44mm case, but it fits just fine on my 6.5-inch wrist. So if you have a small wrist like me, 6.5, or if you even have a larger wrist and you're worried, I think the size, it definitely conforms nicely. I think you're okay on size here. As you can see, there's the bracelet. I removed 2 links from each side. That's 4 links in total. And I got a perfect fit with just the thumb space underneath the clasp, which I usually like to do. So yeah, it definitely looks nice on the wrist. I definitely do like that money green, that Rolex kind of green color. I really like that color. And if you can notice, there are some lines going down the center portion of the dial in a square shape, just right next to the date and right next to the 9 o'clock position, if you didn't notice that. So yeah, definitely a very usable dive watch. It's an affordable dive watch at $375. I don't think you're gonna find another Swiss-made watch on Kickstarter at this price point, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of them, and this is definitely one of the better ones, I do have to say. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I did write a full article on this watch. If you want to see nice detailed photos, close-up photos, stuff like that, a little more information, definitely check out the link down below in the description, as well as a link to the Kickstarter campaign for a Swiss watch company. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this watch down in the comments section below. And as usual guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.